Today, I want to dive into the rumors that are swirling about Harry and Meghan. Have they split? Does Harry have a new girlfriend? What's up with Meghan's Instagram post? As ever. And let's take a look at a People magazine article you're just going to need to get your eyeballs on. Hey guys, welcome back to RHR Jen. I'm so glad you're here. Guys, I have such a good show for you. We're going to be taking a look at just all the rumors swirling around about those two because there are a lot and they seem to be picking up steam, getting traction. And yeah, I just thought we could have a conversation about it. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jen. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the thumbs up, and leave me comments, as all of this helps YouTube to recommend my videos. I sincerely appreciate that, and I sincerely appreciate all of you. Okay, I know you've seen it, but in case you haven't, there are so many rumors going around about Harry and Meghan and this potential split. And I don't normally love to do the rumors because they do enough crazy stuff. I don't ever want to clickbait or anything like that. But this one has picked up so much steam that I thought it was worth diving into because people are saying a lot of stuff. I want to get your ideas on it and your opinions. I'm going to tell you my opinions on it. And I just thought we could have a conversation. So yeah, like I'm saying, that it's really picking up steam. Even the press has started to run with it. I'm seeing other YouTubers talking about it. A lot of stuff talking about, have they actually split? So I have a theory on this. I'm very curious to know yours. I will put a big fat allegedly on this and say I don't have any inside information. None of us do, I don't think, but I think it's interesting that so much is coming out about this right now, about the alleged split and about that Harry could potentially have this new girlfriend. So I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at it. Actually, before we get into that, can we look at her as ever post first? Let's do that because it's silly and it's small, and we'll get that. And then I want to go into the rumors. But the as ever post, of course, anytime she is trending in any way, even for something like this, she has to post something about herself or about her business. In this case, it was about as ever. And it's so silly. I just want to show it to you really quick. I was laughing about it. I know you will too. So here it is. It just went up right before hitting record on this, and it's this. Now I'll show it to you zoomed in. This is the actual post. So this is the actual post here. And if you didn't know what she was selling, would you know what she's selling? I know that's a weird way to say that, but would you know what she's selling by looking at this? Because I wouldn't. Again, from a public relations point of view or advertising point of view, I don't understand the thinking here. I don't think there is thinking here. If I saw this, I would assume she's selling the plates, maybe the kitchen counters, something like that. It wouldn't occur to me without knowing that she's selling that the goopy crap on the plate. But the other thing that immediately strikes me is and then I clicked on it to see what she actually is selling. It's just the spread. She's just advertising the different flavors of runny spread that she has. Can't be called jam, right? It's spread. But the thing that strikes me is, once again, say it with me, it's messy. All of her ads they always are, but as of late, it's been especially messy. It's weird. Remember, she did the same thing when she was advertising her way overpriced honey. She had just a mess on the countertop or on the spoon. It was kind of gross. So she's doing that again. And again, hello to my hilarious friend. I messaged her. I was like, okay, what do you see with this? And we were talking about how messy it is. And it's like, what is up with that? And she said, Jen, she dresses messy all the time. How would this be any different? It's kind of her thing. And I'm like, oh my God, it is her thing. You're right. Thank you, brilliant friend. It is. It's her thing to be this messy. It just made me laugh because I'm like, this is the dumbest advertisement. If you look at everything just from a psychology point of view, it's not the focal point. Yes, I get it. It's the only splash of red on there, but it's not really the focal point of the ad. And it does not look appetizing in any way. I'm not just saying it because it's Meghan. I'm truly telling you, I don't understand this. I don't understand it as a concept or an ad. The other thing to show you is this. She posted berry season calls for fruit spreads, slow mornings, and something homemade. Okay, but this isn't homemade, right? She's advertising her products that are made, as I understand it, in a factory. So what are we talking about? I'm thinking she didn't make that croissant either. So what are we talking? What's homemade here? But just a reminder, this in season thing keeps coming up for her. Her previous post was this one where she tried to teach us about what's in season and what's not. And as I stated, and as I stand by, I'm convinced this is just for the Google algorithm of it all. Anytime she gets called out for something, she does something like this. I believe to not only clap back to people talking about it, but also to change the Google results. So that way, if you talk about Meghan never getting it right, what's in season, something like this will pull up. So I believe it's that, because why else would she post some, what looks to me to be AI generated image without herself being the focal point, except for to clap back? Because people say, what the heck is she doing? None of that's in season. Well, she's like, I'll show you. Here you go. So again, she's talking about what's in season. I think that's interesting. So that's it for that post. I just think it's weird to do the messy once again, but let's take a look at the rumors going around, the real story here that people are talking about. And that is, have they split? So that's something really picking up steam and traction, and people are talking about. Here's my opinion on it. My opinion is this: I think they've been split. I think they just come together because they need each other for attention, for events, for whatever, social media posts, things like that, for collaborations like that. Do you remember we heard a while ago that he had an apartment? It was a bungalow, maybe something like that. I think that happened 2023, 2024, something like that. We got the rumor that he had this bungalow, San Vicente bungalow, I believe. It was like this private members only situation. And it came out, the reports were swirling that he had this place. And I said at the time, I was like, you know what? I wonder if he does. And I wonder, again, just my opinion, I wonder if they are split. But this, more and more people are talking about it and saying that they are. And the other thing coming out is that Harry has a girlfriend. So I want to talk about that. So with the split thing, again, allegedly, I'm not sure, but I feel like behind the scenes they have been. They just need each other, because it's not that they do well together, but they sure don't do well on their own, do they? Everything seems to be flopping and getting less and less talked about. So I guess my question from a psychology point of view is, if hypothetically, I believe that they seem to be narcissists or exhibit narcissistic traits. So if that's the case, are they even aware of what big flops they are? Do you think? Do you think that they realize that they need each other? What's going on with that? That would be my question. I'm very curious. I should ask my therapist. Anyway, I just wonder about that, because I don't know how it works with narcissists. Are they even aware? Like, what level of awareness is there? I'm just curious. But anyway, so what if I just feel like, I wonder if they do their own thing, but they come together for projects and stuff. Because as the article showed, that the article that I pulled showed is that, allegedly they might be headed toward some sort of bankruptcy situation. I got to figure, I don't know, I'm not in their finances, but I got to figure money's tight. And then with this, judgment that just came out, and I mean, just the continued dislike and the way that they're awful to everybody and in the press and all this, I just wonder if there's not some truth to that. Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? That they must be doing their own thing and running out of money. But now there's steam picking up to the rumor that Harry has a girlfriend. That's another thing I'd heard rumblings of for a long time, but more people are reporting on it. I believe before I'd heard it was a surf instructor, something like that. I'm not sure on this one, but I'm hearing more people reporting on it, and I think it's an interesting theory. So if hypothetically they do have this separation or arrangement or whatever's going on, I can't imagine that she would be thrilled, even if they have an arrangement, that this would be coming out, right? Because then it looks like a loss of control. I would think that it would detract from what they're trying to get everybody to believe, that there's a possible, I don't believe that there's a return to the royals, but that's what they need people to believe. They want people to believe. The only thing that occurred to me is I wonder if they're dropping hints about a split to try to distract from the terrible week in the press they had last week with the, can't believe it's only been a week, with the big time court loss and everything else. So there's a lot of interesting things at play right now, and I'm very curious to know your thoughts on it. So let me know in the comments below. But yeah, so Harry is rumored to have a girlfriend that I don't know much about her. The thing that people are saying is she's giving him a taste of what it could be like to be a little bit more low profile, or that she could be tied to his UK circle. I don't know about all that. I think Harry is just as bad, if not worse, than Meghan. So, first of all, I don't think any quote unquote normal person, if there is such a thing, could put up with him. I think he's just too much. And I think that sometimes he gets too much of a pass because she's so like loudly awful that he sometimes hides in the back, but I still think he's awful. The more and more we see about him, reading that book, say it with me, Betrayal, it showed a little bit more of his awfulness and his behaviors. And it's more than just this guy never grew up. There's, in my opinion, there seems to be a lot of things wrong with him. So I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I think they are in a hell of their own making and they deserve each other. So that's my opinion. But have you heard this? Let me know, because I think it's interesting that so many people are talking about it. Now, to go along with this rumor, it's not that I ever want to cite or believe People Magazine. Have you seen the People Magazine of it all? Because I think this is interesting and ridiculous. People Magazine is reporting that Meghan always lets Prince Harry lead when it comes to the royal family, source says. Okay. You know what I say when I see source, Meghan, right? Yeah. First of all, I mean, there's about 30 things wrong with this. I don't believe it for a second, but that is interesting timing to have this out amidst the rumors of a possible split going on, because maybe it's a distraction. It smells to me, again, I'm talking about Meghan, it smells to me like a damage control thing, like instead of putting lipstick on a pig, putting lipstick on the dynamic, pretending like they're cohesive still. I think that's interesting. I think we have eyes and brains, and we can see that that doesn't seem to be the case, that she lets him lead or control anything, because hello, I mean, have you seen the claw? That's not screaming that she gives up control on anything. But it's, I think their actions and words never match. They always are saying one thing but doing the opposite. So based on their behaviors, I would say no way. Even on the Harry and Meghan, not documentary, but the faux documentary, no way she didn't let him have control. I'm thinking about the text. I don't believe that William texts, but the pretend text from I believe that William texts as much as I believe that Beyonce texts, right? I believe it was a text or something, or a call that supposedly William had made during the documentary. Sure. Also a reminder, these are the two that said William and Catherine were starstruck by Suits. Okay, sure. That's what we're dealing with. But anyway, we saw it because she would say, I don't know, that's your brother. Remember this over the top faux, like, that's your brother. You know, and it's like, come on, you know what you're doing. It's the same thing with that. That's that pap on the scooter. She knows, and I'm not just blaming her. He's awful. I want to be clear about that. I don't like to just blame her together. They're awful. But it's like saying it's that pap on the scooter. She knows it's going to rile up that idiot, and he's going to be like, where, what? You know? So by saying it like that, instead of saying, hey, you want to take your brother's call or your brother's text, you know, neutral, it's, I don't know, it's your family, it's your brother, whatever she said, some version of that. And it's just like, you can tell where she's going with that. We know it's a loaded response, right? Meant to rile him. And again, it's not that I'm blaming her. He's chosen to act the way he has. So he deserves every bit of everything he's getting. So there's that. But think about Megxit. All signs point to her masterminding that, if you will, and look how it's gone. But there's just no way. So I think it's funny that this article came out as well. But you can let me know in the comments what you think. Have you heard the rumblings about the split? Have you heard that he's seeing somebody else or got somebody else? And what do you think about this, that they're trying to get out to People magazine that he gets to take the lead with the royal family? Oh my gosh. If that's the case, I'm still thinking about all the things we've read. Okay, we'll say big fat allegedly, but I think it's interesting that both Tom Bauer and Valentine Lowe, and I believe Lady C, others have written in their books about that Sandringham Summit and how she was allegedly, Meghan was adamant that she needed to be on the phone call for that, on a conference call for that. And they said, absolutely not. So I'm saying if she lets him lead, why would that be? There's a million things that we could pull up right now and say, no way. So, but you can let me know your thoughts on that. I just wanted to talk about that stuff. Now I want to go into what's the goose up, because you guys had some interesting thoughts as well. I thought I could talk about and share with you all. On what's the goose up, I do want to start off by acknowledging Laura. Laura, thank you so much. Laura is the brilliant goose that came up with my name for today, Goosey Galore. If you don't know, I'm a huge James Bond fan. I love that name so much. As soon as I saw it, I couldn't stop laughing. Thank you, Laura. You're brilliant. So if you have a name that you want me to use, let me know in the comments as well, and I might pick your name and I'll give you a shout out. Thank you so much, Laura, for that. So Laura had suggested my Bond name be Goosey Galore. I think that's so good. I love it. Thank you for that. That's so brilliant. All right. The next comment I got, let's make this a little bigger. Thank you, Evelyn. Evelyn says, Jen, your thumbnails are always hilarious. Thank you, Evelyn. So that's something funny I hadn't talked about in a long time. That's something I try to do. I try to stick some sort of funny something in there, some sort of Easter egg or silliness or something to make you laugh when I can. It's not always the case. Like this one, for instance, that I'm recording right now that you're watching, I'll probably have a little bit more serious one since we're talking about the split, but anytime I can go funny, I try. My favorite that I made recently was, bear with, I have it. Let's see, where is it? It is, should have had this one ready to go. Not this one. It is this one. This is my favorite one I made recently. Someone is leaking. That's on the Vanity Fair one. I couldn't stop laughing. I hand draw those arrows when you see those. And for some reason, the videos with the arrows tend to do better. So when I can use them, I do. I hand draw them. So I drew about 1 million of them and I made myself laugh with all the arrows because it was like, I wonder who it could be. And then I add the little flame emoji down below. But thank you so much for your recognizing that I am very silly with my thumbnails. I try to be when it makes sense. Thank you so much, Evelyn, for the shout out. I appreciate that. The French Renard, bonjour. French Renard says Harry always been who he is. Meghan just gave him the confidence to spew it out loud. That is from, I believe it was from the video I did talking about who's worse. I just did a video, I believe that's my last video, who was worse, Meghan or Harry. So I thought this was a really interesting point, and I think you're onto something, French Renard. Bonjour. I think that's an excellent point. I think you're absolutely right. I said before, he is the dumpster fire and she is the gasoline on that fire. So I think we're still seeing that now. Shout out to Starry-Eyed Lovestone, great name, who says, maybe the meeting was a test, and if they leaked it, they failed. I love that point. I hadn't even thought about that. I'm sure you're probably right. I mean, they can't keep anything in. They're always running to the press. Even as I hit record on this, I saw another article come out. I forget what it was, but it would be something like behind the scenes of how it went with Harry and Meghan and all that. And I'm like, they cannot shut up about this stuff. So this was based on that Vanity Fair article where a source said some stuff that built up Harry and Meghan and tried to take a swipe at William and Catherine. I wonder who that was. We'll never know. I'm being sarcastic. We know who it was. Thank you, Starry-Eyed Lovestone. That's a great name. Okay, the next person I want to shout out is Amanda N says, if you're going to be golden like that, Jen, be careful. Megs might mistake you for an Emmy and try to scoop you up. It might be the closest she gets to one other than her dad's. That made me laugh so hard. So this was in regard to the video I did the other day where I wore gold. This is really funny. Thank you. Yeah, be the closest she gets to an Emmy. This one really gave me a laugh. Thank you, Amanda, for that. I appreciate it. And we have this one by Jay Alex that says his comments about his mother's death stunting him is simply a cover story as an excuse for his behavior. He trots it out when it serves his purpose. Jay Alex, I could not agree with you more. That was in regard to the Diana of it all. I did a video recently where I talk about how those two trot her out anytime they need, well, attention, they get bad publicity, like that court case that they just big time lost, or he just big time lost. Things like that, they tend to trot her out. So once again, they did that. And I think it's interesting. I was talking about the timing of it all. So Jay Alex, thank you for that. I think you're exactly right. I think absolutely agree with you. Anything to justify his behavior, anything to play victim with the two of them, and anything to get her name in the same sentence as Diana, I think is always the case. But be sure you're all leaving me your comments, and you might be featured in an upcoming episode of What's the Gossip? Okay, now I have two funny memes I'm going to show you before I let you go, and then I will let you go. I want to say, first of all, that I'm thinking about all the Canadian geese. So my favorite people in the whole world are Canadian. So I'm sending you great big goosey hugs. If you're not aware, Canada is dealing with some major wildfires right now. So I'm thinking about you all, hoping that you're safe and everything's okay. And I'm thinking about you all right now. And I know a lot of people in America are reporting terrible smoke and stuff as a result of the wildfire. So I just wanted to say that, my thoughts and prayers are with the Canadian flock. I hope you're all okay. Let us know. So there's that. And then the other thing I wanted to say is I know this lettuce thing is terrible and it's going around right now. A lot of people are talking about it. If you're not from here and you don't know what I'm talking about, that's a thing going around different parts of the United States where they're having this terrible outbreak as a result of, as I understand, bacteria, especially on lettuce, but it sounds like it's on a lot of different produce. So make sure that you're washing your stuff really, really good. Be careful out there. Now, that said, I found two funny memes I just have to show you because they made me laugh, but it is serious. So be sure to stay healthy, stay careful, wash your produce really good. But in case you didn't see it, let me show you these two things because it made me laugh. Starting with this one. I used to drink unknown liquids in red Solo cup made in someone's bathtub. No way lettuce is taking me out. I don't know why that just really made me laugh. I do know why. Don't watch this costly. I think that was really funny. I thought that just kind of made me laugh. And the other one that made me laugh is this one. I'm going to eat healthy lettuce. I'm going to give you explosive diarrhea. Oreos in the pantry. I would never do that to you. There you go. There's your excuse. We can't eat healthy right now because it's not safe. So eat the Oreos. Oh my goodness gracious. That made me laugh. Anyway, everybody stay healthy out there. Stay safe. Wash your produce. If you're anywhere near, always wash your produce anyway, but really, really wash it good if you're anywhere near one of the affected areas. And everybody stay safe and healthy out there. I'm thinking about you all. I'm sending you big, goosey hugs. Take care of yourselves. Leave me comments and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Hello. All right, let me tell you what happened. This is my second time recording this thing. I recorded the first go around. Today's been a crazy day. I lost power earlier, and when that happens, sometimes it resets my mic. And so it did, and I thought I got it all set up right. I did not. So every other word in my previous recording was it. So this is me going again, but that's okay. I like this one better. I was just like, I'll just relax into it and have some fun. So that's what I did. Thank you guys for being here. If you stayed tuned this long, what do you think? Do you think that they're already split? Do you think they're headed for a split? Do you think you can predict when? You can predict if you think that they're already split and just doing like appearances together. If you think that they're stuck together for lack of other options, you can let me know that as well. And you might be picked for an episode of What's the Gossip? All right, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to maybe try to get this up tonight. I don't know, depending on what time I get this edited. But if not, then it'll be up soon. All right, take care. Stay healthy. Bye-bye.